Now, if you've got a good look at my collection, you will notice something. I have got a lot of repaints on my shelves. See, that's the thing about me. As long as it's well done, as long as it's unique, I really don't have a problem buying the same toy twice. You know, as long as the color scheme offers something new, it's really not that big a deal. Yeah, you heard it. An internet reviewer is going to defend repainting. But you know what? It's got a lot of good uses. I mean, what everyone harps on the most is that why repaint so many toys? Why do all these repaints when you could just make a brand new figure? Well, everyone forgets that a new figure is as expensive as 4 repaints. And that aside, they've got a lot of other good uses. Sometimes a good mold is just too hard to find, and a repaint can give you a second chance to get it. Other times the figure might be good, but maybe you don't like the color scheme, so a repaint can give you an option. There are also times when the mold and colors are good the first time, but a clever repaint can make it feel like a completely different toy. Then again, I can see the other side of the argument. Now, if you're talking repaints, you've got to mention Universe Silverbolt. Now, for those of you who've never seen the figure before, let me assure you that this is not my camera screwing up. That's his actual color scheme. That obvious fact aside, let's look at the actual figure itself. Now, this was released in the first wave of the Universe line, which is an infamous series of Transformers because most came out with similar paint jobs. Very random colors, very strange ideas. The actual toy itself is actually pretty good. And you got a very menacing mouth. I love the molding that they did on his canine head. And he's got a lot of detail going on aside from the fur. You can actually see his bone structure in there, which is very well done. Right down to the eagle claws as well. And that is not a cheap trick. They're a little webbed. Even to the side. This is one of the few figures that is very little obvious robot parts on. I mean, even if you turn this way, or any way, you can see where it comes apart, but you can't really make out where his head is, where his chest or belly are. Mold-wise, very well done. And being a Beast Wars figure, you got a lot of articulation in these modes. All his limbs are fully articulated. You can pose them in quite a few ways. One of my favorite aspects, you can even pose the wings. Top it off, you get a nice action feature. Typical of the winged Beast Wars Transformers, he can flap his wings. It's fairly well done. I won't flap him any higher than this because his missiles are going to fire off. And as you can see, this is as far as I can go. So you really can't shoot anything straight ahead of you. You know, maybe that's for the best. I mean, this is Transformers. Look at all the cartoons and how accurate of a shot everyone was. I mean, most in Generation 1 couldn't hit the broadside of broadside. But of course it's obvious why this toy has earned my scorn. Purple and neon green? Are you kidding me? Who thought up this color scheme? Stevie Wonder? And that's not even the worst of it. I mean, look where they decided to put these colors. On his eyes? He looks like a zombie. And for a figure named Silverbolt, this is about all the silver you get. Oh, there's also the color on his back. Yeah, Universe had this idea that Unicron's absorbing energy from them, yada yada yada. Anyway, a lot of the figures had these really psychedelic color schemes. And I don't know why they did these lines down the back. It's supposed to look like crackling energy. It looks like the toy's broken, which it might as well be. I mean, come on! I mean, seriously, purple and neon green? When has that ever looked good? Just once. I mean, whose bright idea? Oh, shut up! Keep out of this. Okay, Constructicons aside, purple and neon green generally don't work. I mean, especially on a Maximal, on an Autobot. I mean, this is a very toxic-looking color scheme, and he's got the same colors as the Joker.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Silverbolt, maximize!
And the zombie look continues. I mean, seriously, the colors look even worse in this mode. How are they supposed to pick up Black Arachnia like this? I mean, it's bad enough in Beast Machines he was the Rainbow Chicken, and now he's whatever this is. Okay, I guess I should hit on the good points. As a Beast Wars figure, you know, plenty of articulation. Very nice elbows and arms. He's got full ankle articulation, so he can balance even though he's got clawed feet. What really disappoints me is that this figure has a lot of unique molding. I mean, you've got this very unusual shape here in the midsection. You got this samurai armor coming down. Same here in the chest. And he invokes a warrior character. But you really don't get that sense from him at all. I mean, he looks like the Joker. I'm sorry. It just does. He can still fire off the missiles in this mode, but the wing flapping gimmick isn't going to get him fired this time. Better do it manually. Or, if you want something a little bit more like the show, the missiles do fit in his hand, so you've got melee weapons, or, you know, you can try to impale tarantulas, whichever one appeals to you most. He's not as clean in this mode. You can see a lot of back kibble here. Very large backpack, which makes balancing an issue. You can see his dog head here, like he got impaled by a wolf. And they never did fix that psychedelic design, did they? I mean, the mold, I can't complain. It's just that when you stick it in a bad color scheme, one especially worse from the original, I mean, it just makes the figure bad. I mean, that's how bad the color scheme is. I mean, there's no comparing the two. It just looks so bad that it makes the entire toy go down. And it's true, this figure hung around shelves forever. Nobody wanted it. I mean, the only reason I have one is it was the only way I could get Silverbolt at the time. All that said, again, it is a good mold. It is well detailed. There's a lot of little details I wish my webcam was good enough to show you. I mean, the face is really well done. They painted in his teeth, which is nice. His forearms have these little tiny dog bones in them, which I always laughed at. It's just such a waste of a good figure to make it in this awful color. You know the really sad thing? The toy itself is great. It's a great mold. The color scheme, on the other hand, is so atrocious. I mean, it's amazing to think someone with eyesight actually designed this. It honestly looks like they just took a bunch of random paintballs, filled it with a gun, and started firing at a coloring sheet of Silverbolt. Whatever they got, that's what they went with. I mean, honestly, who thought this up? This is a completely psychedelic color scheme. And it's the only thing that ruins the toy. It's a great toy, it's a good mold, nice action features. It's just an atrocious color scheme. Oh, in a universe, so many toys got ruined by this. And now we're getting ready for Universe 2. The good news is, they're giving us new molds. The bad news is, they're giving us repaints. Let's all hope for the best.